because you're so public, and maybe like, do you compartmentalize your life? Like, do you have a private life, or is it all public? Like, do you have private relationships, or because I would assume, well, actually I don't want to assume, I'm just,
You can assume it's all right.
no, I'm not, I'm just
And
saying,
just
because
tell me what you're assuming and we'll talk about it.
yeah, well, it just seems like, because like it seems like when, like, I'll just say Instagram, because that's a little bit more what I know. Like, say you have an Instagram fitness model or Instagram influencer or whatever, and they're out there, they're this, and you never know their private life, and then all of a sudden they're engaged, and then it seems like their male engagement just decreases and goes away.
People are like, you're a fluke. They even like will be like, what? Guys would even get jealous probably of that.
Maybe it's because the fantasy aspect of, like, even though this human being,
it's like storytelling even.
Yeah, like, even though they're, and I'm assuming it's probably the same way with what you do, in the sense that, like, okay, I'm looking at this person either through images or reels or streams, and I have this fantasy aspect, or I have a relationship with you, and then all of a sudden, oh, she's with a guy, she's cheating on me or whatever, and it's fascinating because it's completely insane, and you know, there's some mental issues there.
There definitely are. That we can definitely, like, there's definitely a mental. It's like a mental game. For some
for
people,
them, or for everybody?
You know, I think for everybody. And sometimes a lot of people don't even realize it, because there's also like a lot of language behind what we post, our captions, even the hashtags. There's language that we subliminally also read through that. And for example, like if I hashtag, I forget, like something, it's to give more description or to add or to make things more vague. I don't know. It depends. But as far as privacy, I feel like everybody's entitled to their privacy. If they post about it on social media or not is their decision. And whenever it feels like, and I can understand, you know, if somebody's like, what, like, you know, they feel deceived in some way. And in this line of work, people's emotions are very attached to said, let's say if it was an influencer or a sex worker, whatever it may be, it can get pretty sticky, and the lines really get like, you know, because your boundaries should be very important with that. You don't want to, well, I don't know, maybe you do want to upset people, and then like it was a game all along from the beginning. I don't know, which I actually do have friends. Hold on, I want to say a little story real quick, because this would be a really great insight for some people on how different everybody navigates everything, especially this kind of work. She, who shall be unnamed, let's call her A.
Was it Susan? I'm just kidding.
So, or Brittany. So A, she is the live camera as well, many, many years. And I remember at one point in time, we were talking about it because she was private about her relationship. She was in a relationship and she did not talk about it. And she said, whenever I, quote unquote, like retire from camming, I'm just going to be like, announce like, you know, I'm married, I have children, I this and that, and thank you everybody that supported me. But, you know, it's time to continue on with my life and blah, blah, blah. And she's just going to like drop the bomb, like, hey, I'm married and stuff. And I'm like, wow, like that's crazy. Like, and then she's going to like just cold turkey everything from that aspect of her life. And I'm like, wow, like that's intense. And that's how she wants to do her thing. Right. But for me, I try to be as honest as I can be. If I don't want to talk about something, I don't. And I would just rather be like, because there's been a lot of special people even in my life. But as far as when it comes to people ask me when I'm live streaming, I'm like, I'm not going to talk about that with you. If you want to talk about that specific personal detail about me, you can take me private and we can talk about that then, because that is a private part of my life.